Abacha's voice still echoes. He once said, if there's an insurgency in the country for more than 24 hours, then the government is involved. Of recent, we've seen the insurgents in the last 4 months killed 2 brigadiers. Two. It's unprecedented. And what do we have just a couple of hours ago? The Air Force striked a market, and there are some reports that well over 200 civilians are feared killed. The army has responded, and even the governor of the state said that market and that area is a hub for collaborators with terror. We don't know who to believe, but I would go with official reports. In war, definitely there are collateral damages. So this market could just be one of those. But again, the real question would now be, are we just fighting an endless war? Or maybe the strategy is wrong. Madness has been defined as doing the same thing, the same way, and expecting a different result. That's the modern definition of madness. So if during the era of President Goodluck Jonathan, he brought in mercenaries from South Africa, and they were able to almost quell Boko Haram before he left office, because the reports are all there, they're all out there. What he did with those mercenaries, they almost took out Boko Haram. They were not really working with Nigerian army. Mercenaries, that means just like Goodluck Jonathan said, that Boko Haram were in his government. We're all making jest of him, then we didn't understand what he was saying. It means the government and even the military has been compromised, and he understood that. And the moment he brought in external forces, there was strong result. So now it brings to mind the question, why are we still fighting the terrorists and the insurgents with the same strategy? The Americans came in at one point and they left because they said we're not sincere. Today, America is in Nigeria, not because we invited them, because they forced their way in. So there is limited sharing of intelligence, because we are not the ones that really invited them. So the collaboration will be minimal. I would implore the government that when you look at some countries in the world, countries like especially Israel, they have the intelligence and they have the understanding to deal with terrorists and insurgents like this. Why have we not partnered with them? Why? Change the strategy. If truly the government wants to stop this terrorism, I believe the strategy has to change. Enough of the lives that we are losing. These are Nigerians. Some of these individuals that have died in this recent strike, fine, they might be collaborators, but again, you need to understand, they might also have been held hostage by the terrorists. Because if you feel your government cannot defend you, you might want to cooperate with the terrorists so that you leave. There've been report of people saying that they just have to allow terrorists have their way so that they can remain in their land. Nigerian government, Nigerian military, I still believe, especially in the military, we need to change the strategy. It is time. Get the help of a country, especially like Israel. They are very, very good with counterintelligence, especially if we, and this would go to President Tinubu if you really want to stop this. Because if there is compromise within the system, just like what President Goodluck Jonathan did, you need to bring external help. Mr. President, Nigeria is not all about a second term. I wish you well in your second term bid, but I would love to see less Nigerians, and in fact no Nigerians, being killed in these terrorist fights that we are fighting. Remember to like, comment, and share.